Good day, it is Althea from the Bible in 1 Year. Today we spend time in Exodus 10, teaching us about the need to bow the knee before God. We need to realize that God never does things unintentionally. There is purpose in everything He does. Moses was born for such a time as then. When his life was threatened at the age of 2, God intervened, and not only was Moses saved, but he grew up in the house of Pharaoh, learning everything about the Egyptian king and the Egyptian nation in Exodus 2. God called Moses to return and confront Pharaoh to lead Israel from slavery in Exodus 3. Pharaoh's first response to Moses' request was, "Who is the Lord that I should obey his voice to let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, nor will I let Israel go." In Exodus 5. Moses was 80 years old when God sent him to Pharaoh in Exodus 7 verse 7. For years, God prepared Moses, and God warned him that he will harden Pharaoh's heart. In Exodus 9 verse 34, we read that Pharaoh hardened his own heart. God allowed Pharaoh to have what he sinfully desired. The Egyptians was pagan worshippers. They worshipped many gods, and God needed the Egyptians to know that there is only one true God, and that He is more powerful than any other God. In chapter 10 verse 2, we see that God's work was not just for this generation, but for the generations to come. And in verse 3, God asked Pharaoh, "How long will you refuse to humble yourself before me?" Pharaoh tried to compromise, to bargain another deal in verse 10 and 11, to give in without fully submitting. The choice lies within each one of us to humble ourselves before God. God started the persuasion plague by plague, showing His superiority over each of Egypt's gods. Through the plague, God showed that the Egyptian gods were powerless. The first plague was against the god of the river. God spoiled Egypt's lifeline. The Nile was critical for drinking and farming. Secondly, against the frog goddess of fertility. Frogs were seen as a symbol of life. Thirdly, the plague gnats and the lice overpowered the god of the desert, storms, and chaos. The gnats came from the dust of the earth. The first plague the musicians of Egypt could not reproduce. This shows the failure of relying on false gods. Swarms of flies or blood-sucking insects challenge the territorial guardians responsible to defend and support the land, which they failed to do. Egypt's livestock died, which badly affected Egypt's economy, pushing the bull god responsible for animals and the cow goddess associated with love, beauty, and joy. Then there was boils. This was judgment against the lioness goddess of diseases, plagues, and healing. Only God can heal. Then there was the hail that crippled Egypt's food supply. This targeted the god of the storms and the goddess of the sky. The swarms of locusts consumed all plants and food. Judgment against the goddess of grain, nourishment, and harvest. Then there was the darkness, challenging the sun god. Lastly, there was death of the firstborns. This judged Pharaoh himself, who considered himself as a god. We find two reasons in chapter 10 why God hardened Pharaoh's heart to refuse Israel to go. Firstly, so that God may exhibit His signs of divine power among them in verse 1. Secondly, so that they may know without any doubt and recognize clearly that God am the Lord, verse 2. The third reason is found in Exodus 11, verse 7, so that you may know without any doubt and acknowledge how the Lord makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel. If your life is marked by plagues upon plague, it might be a sign that God is trying to get your attention. In His wisdom and grace, He is teaching you to recognize who He is and the opportunity to deal with everything in your life that takes up a more prominent place than God. An opportunity to make amends with Him before His grace runs out. Before His glorious light, His presence, make room for darkness so thick it can be felt. Bargaining and compromising will not do. To bow the knee, to humble yourself before Him in repentance, needs to come from your own heart and will. May you be blessed. Goodbye.